I'm nervous for that. I'm nervous.
I'm so nervous for this guy. I think everyone watching the movie is nervous. That lamb wasn't even seared. It didn't go into the oven. It's going to be raw. Burnt butter on the side of the plate. Plated like a complete catastrophe. And the knife work on the onions and leeks. The shallots and leeks. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, your fourth course. Sous Chef Jeremy's The Mess.
Chef Brian Tsao here, not your typical chef, owner of Mission Sandwich Social, located right here in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, and winner of Beat Bobby Flay Season 1. And today I'm going to be reacting to the feature film, The Menu, with special guest chef Kevin Martinetti. Kevin, what is going on, man? Thank you so much for coming onto the show. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Let the audience know who you are, where you're working, and where they can find out more about you.
Absolutely. So, my name is Kevin Martinetti. I'm a Swiss person that's now based in New York City. I'm a chef. I worked a little bit around the world. I worked in London, I worked in Switzerland, I worked here in New York, I worked in Barcelona. I worked in every different food outlet that you can possibly imagine, like takeaway, fine dining, canteens, restaurants, hotels, food trucks as well. Like, you can find me on Instagram under the name of Swiss Pineapple. Swiss and pineapple symbol of hospitality, and also my favorite fruit.
Just to let everyone know, Kevin and I worked together at Mission Sandwich Social. He no longer works there anymore, but obviously we've maintained a good relationship since, and he's even come to help bail us out when we need some, when we have some staff shortages. So again, thank you for coming onto the show. We are going to be reacting to The Menu, and you and I have both selected some scenes, so let's dive right into it.
Let's do it.
Here, come on, we can't miss this. Do you make that with a Paco jet?
Exactly right, sir.
You know, a Paco jet can produce a powderized, snow-like texture.
Cool.
So Kevin, please let everyone know, if they don't already, what a Paco jet is.
Paco jet, well, I'm very proud of it because it's a Swiss product.
That I didn't know. I didn't know it was a Swiss product.
It's that's what it says, actually, a Swiss engineered product. But it is basically a blender, a high-end blender, because it works under pressure, where the cup, you attach it to the machine so it doesn't move anywhere, and the blade goes like right down into the items into the mix that you have into the cup, and you can actually portion as you blend. Like, it doesn't go all the way down, and you can decide how much. It doesn't come out as smooth as a puree or a gel or so, and just like crumbles up as a snow. And because it's frozen, like, that's why they call it snow.
So I only worked with a Paco jet for a very short time when I was starting in my career. In pastry, actually, and they had a Paco jet over there. And if I'm not mistaken, the blade in the Paco jet works on magnetics, right?
Yes.
Right.
The blade, yes.
Yeah. So because it works on magnetics, something about like it doesn't generate as much heat or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. It's been.
I'm not sure about that. I think this is more technical.
You really know your stuff, Mr. Ledford.
You know my name?
Oh, we like to know everyone who dines with us.
And Chef, is he around here somewhere? I'd
Why
love to talk
don't you
with
take
him.
your seat? We're about to serve.
There is so much going on in this scene. I absolutely love it. Number one, you have the customer coming to you, chatting with you, kind of flexing a little bit that I have a Paco jet too, or like dropping that little bit of knowledge, like, did you use a Paco jet to make that? Being very proud of themselves, as they should be. I love it when people want to find out more and learn more about culinary techniques, but at the same time, it can be a little annoying. Like, what's your thoughts on that?
It's very interesting because I worked in open kitchens before, and like, none of the customers would like be free to come to the chefs and just talk to them. There's always like somebody showing the kitchen, so a middle person that can actually like tell them, okay, you want to take a picture with the chefs, or you want to ask something, and it's normally like either a sous chef or a head chef you talk to. You're not really free to approach the station, right? Like, so this is I feel like this is a scene that they wanted to make sure to show how keen this person is to show off his culinary abilities or knowledge, you know.
Something I'll add is at Mission, you know, it's an open kitchen, so to speak, right? Customers are free to speak to you, and sometimes we get insanely busy, and you no longer work there, but you know, we would get insanely busy, and you know, there would be some customers that would just like keep insisting to talk to you, and it's like, we are packed, we are busy right now, like, I'm sorry, I would love to chat with you, but I really can't right now.
Yeah.
And it could get a little irritating sometimes.
But as you know, like in Mission, we are very friendly.
Yeah.
So we're very open, and people that wants to have a conversation really feel like the necessity of having it.
Right.
Well, this chef here is, you can tell, like, it doesn't want to have a conversation now.
And to add to what Kevin says, yes, that is absolutely true. We are a very open and happy place, but I'm talking about those rare instances where, you know, we are just slammed to the point. We just literally can't focus on anything else except for making your sandwich for you. Do you want it to be made right? And shut the f up. No, just kidding. I love you all. Love you all. Oh.
I'm nervous for that. I'm nervous.
I'm so nervous for this guy. I think everyone watching the movie is nervous, but we've all been there,
yes.
Right? Like giving the chef something to taste, and there's always this bit of insecurity we will have as a cook. I don't care how high of a level you get at. You always have this student mentality, right? Like, you know, I'm sure you've been in this position before. Tell us a little bit about your insight of these type of experiences.
You want the truth or you want something else?
Oh, come on. Only but the truth here, man.
So every time, like in fine dining restaurants, you have to do like a sauce or like a puree or whatever you have to do. You have to give it to the chef to taste. It happens every day. Chefs taste everything every day. And I worked in a restaurant as well where we would like completely finish the plate, and chefs just go around the stations and taste the whole menu as the customers are gonna taste it, not just a single item of it. And it's always a scary moment because you know that is never gonna work out 100%.
Right.
Like we're talking about like a person tasting your food. It's not a machine that detects, like, I don't know, salt level or
Right.
There's
still a level of, even though the chef who's your employer, who's your boss,
it can fail, it can change
Exactly.
every day, you know.
Yeah.
So sometimes you give it something to taste, you believe it's exactly the same product you produced the day before, and it makes you change it. And so like this, I can see the chef behind him being nervous, be like, please don't make me change it, I don't have the time right now to work on it.
Yes.
Yeah?
okay.
Good.
Okay. He's like, you know, not good work, that'll be fine.
He tasted it like if it was tasting like something from paradise, from heaven, right? Like the expression in his face.
Now, these guys are actors, but they really did an amazing job.
They did.
Invoking like what a real kitchen is like. You know, they had some good people working on this movie.
It must be good.
This is next level.
How are you not going to? Wow, he's not kidding. Not going to serve bread at a restaurant known for their bread. That's sweet.
What?
Thank you.
We all know that there are restaurants out there that take these concepts of dishes and kind of flip them over their heads and make you scratch your head a little bit. What's your take on this? I'm curious to hear your take. I mean,
It's a little borderline. I mean, I don't know. I never seen a restaurant do like you would give something to replace the bread in that case. Like, I feel like this is that like they really marked off the way chefs want to express the meaning of their dishes.
Right. This is definitely for a movie. If there is a restaurant out there that has a dish like this, please let us know in the comments below.
I'd love to do
I would
that.
love to know actually if it exists. I chose this scene mainly for the reaction from the people when they get the dish, right? It's like, oh, this is hilarious. Oh, this is a bit. And then there are some people that are just completely full of it and buying into the whole idea purely because of like the cult of personality that's behind it, which I always find a bit fascinating because in a lot of professional kitchens, it can almost be like this cult sometimes of, you know, chef is God basically, and it can get extreme.
That's fiendish, really. I mean, he's always been keenly aware of food as a history of class. I mean, as have I.
Sure.
Though I will say that this emulsion does look slightly split.
This is the reason why I picked this scene, because they didn't start eating it, but there's this thing about, like, when you go out to eat, should you be critiquing it like that? You know, like, for me, when you get to a certain level with cuisine as a customer, right? Does it start to take away from the joy of just the experience?
Depends on personality, I think.
Yeah.
I always enjoy going out to eat. I never criticize. I never make comments at the table either. Like, I'm just there to enjoy the experience, you know, and the company most of the time,
Yes.
with good food and good wine, right? So I think those two are critics.
They are critics, yes.
And so they really take criticizing very seriously, right? To the point that they probably make up things at the table as well.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say anything. I noticed as soon as it came down. It's broken. It's broken.
Yeah, which is really, I mean, you really shouldn't see that in a restaurant of this quality. There it is.
Well, there it is.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I mean, it's next level badassery.
The way he weaves in historical allegories.
So you can see, like, how subjective this stuff is. You know, again, this is a movie, this is all scripted out and stuff like that, but this is very, very true. You know, one person is looking for this one thing and they're just finding the flaws, and then you have the other spectrum where this guy's just totally enamored by, again, this cult of personality that's going on, right? Hope you're enjoying this video, because there is an extended version available on my Patreon. That's right, by becoming a patron, you get to watch extended versions of certain episodes along with patron exclusive content. So be sure to visit the link below and become a patron today. And with that said, back to the episode.
Ladies and gentlemen, please meet sous chef Jeremy Loudon. Jeremy created the next dish. It's called The Mess. Originally from Sparks, Nevada, Jeremy studied at the Culinary Institute in Hyde Park. Jeremy's goal, as he wrote in a heartfelt letter, was
CIA,
to work for me
woo-hoo.
here at Hawthorne.
That's where I went to school.
Isn't that right, Jeremy?
Yes, chef.
Jeremy is talented. He's good. He's very good. But he's not great. He'll never be great. Like mine, his life is pressure. Pressure to put out the best food in the world. And even when all goes right and the food is perfect, and the customers are happy, and the critics are too, there is no way to avoid the mess. The mess you make of your life, of your body, of your sanity, by giving everything you have to pleasing people you will never know.
Ooh, that gave me chills down my spine, man.
Tense motivational speech.
Yes, you call that motivational? Where are you going to see motivational speeches?
Sarcastic.
Jeremy, do you like this life that you dreamed about?
No, chef.
And do you want my life? Not my position and my talent, my life.
No, chef.
Ladies and gentlemen, your fourth course, sous chef Jeremy's The Mess.
This is when the movie. Woo!
And you wonder why I choose this scene. Oh, look at that.
I was a shock I didn't see that coming.
Oh man, okay. Why'd you choose this scene, man?
Well, this is a turning point. Like, that's the turning point of the whole movie, where the first bloodshed is in, right? So it's not really. I chose it because of their reaction and the speech the chefs gives. Like, it's very personal there, right? It's probably true. It's probably true. A lot of people follow like high chefs to fit in their shoes one day, but then they realize it's not really possible, right? Because there's so many different inputs. Like, even critics make the chef being the talent that it is, the image that is built behind the person. But this is just like not usual in restaurants.
No, of course not. And if you guys are eating at places like it, don't let us know about it in the comments. I don't want to know about it. Again, this is a movie. It's a lot of satire. They're showing extreme instances of, again, this cult-like thing that can happen in these crazy kitchens. But his speech about the mess, basically you spend so much of your life trying to reach perfection, and you just kind of ignore all other aspects of your life. I mean,
it's always a fine line. I feel like you start in the kitchen with energy, with engagement, right? Like, you're really engaged in what you do, the passion drives you, and then at some point your body, fails you a bit because it's very tough life, and you become a sort of a workaholic instead of an engaged person, and you start losing the belief in what you're doing a bit. Just
I mean, to be completely honest, there was a time in my career where I wanted to do this avant-garde, molecular gastronomy type, see, I can't even pronounce it, this high, super fine dining cuisine, and I just was not good enough. But I make a damn good sandwich. Some people spend so much of their life pursuing this one thing, and I am definitely guilty of that. I'm definitely guilty of being I was about to say alcoholic, workaholic. However, if it wasn't for me embracing my failure, so to speak, in the more fine dining aspects of stuff, I wouldn't have stumbled upon what I'm doing now. Wouldn't have stumbled upon the YouTube, building this YouTube channel, Mission Sandwich Social, where, I'm definitely much happier doing this kind of cuisine. If you allow yourself to run into these obstacles, potentially fail at them, you don't know what's on the other side that can take you to potentially a better place. That's my take.
Now, cook. I don't. Cook. Go on now. What do you need? We have everything.
Please
Don't be
rise to
frightened.
observe the demonstration.
Please
rise to observe
Everyone,
the demonstration.
Please come around, please.
Brutal.
Tyler is going to
Brutal.
demonstrate his culinary expertise.
Please rise to observe
Everyone,
the demonstration.
please come around, come closer. What do you need?
Leeks.
Get to cook some leeks. Leeks. This is your station here. What else? Shit? Would you like some shit?
No, shallots.
Shallots for the great foodie, the phenomenal Mr. Food himself. Everyone gather around. We must learn from Tyler. This is a new dicing method of which we have been woefully ignorant. What next?
Butter.
Butter, leeks and shallots sautéed in butter. I bear witness to a revolution in cuisine. Would you like protein?
Lamb.
Lamb.
Being put on the spot like this is fucking nerve-wracking. So you guys know about I won Beat Bobby Flay, but what a lot of you don't know is the year before I lost Chopped, and I was the first one chopped. Deservingly so, and maybe I'll react to that one day. Oh, and speaking of reactions, don't forget I'm almost at 100k subs, and once I hit 100k subs, I will be reacting to my episode of Beat Bobby Flay. So if you want to see that, make sure you hit the thumbs up. Little thing for you, big thing for me. Oh, and not just the thumbs up, but the subscribe button as well. With that said, being put on the spot like that is nerve-wracking.
You want to jam it into the Paco jet?
Oh,
I cannot believe he's actually tasting this.
Wow. Wow. It's actually quite bad.
Tyler's bullshit.
This is like the way you cook this dish is the equivalent of me picking any instrument that I don't know how to play
Right.
and just like, making a random noise around.
I mean, this is a movie, but clearly terribly cooked. That lamb wasn't even seared. It didn't go into the oven. It's going to be
Burnt
raw.
butter, yeah.
Burnt butter on the side of the plate. Plated like a complete catastrophe. And the knife work on the onions and leeks. The shallots and leeks. Yeah. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. Yeah, pretty bad.
You're still hungry? How hungry?
Starved.
What are you hungry for?
What do you have?
Everything.
You know what I'd really like?
Tell me.
A cheeseburger.
Me too.
We can do a cheeseburger.
A real cheeseburger.
Now, this scene, it happens after earlier in the movie, she gets into his room and sees all these photos of him, and there's these photos of him throughout his career of Ralph Fiennes, the character he's playing, the chef, at various stages of success in his career. But there was this one photo where in all those previous photos, he was not smiling, but in the one photo he was smiling, it was when he was making a cheeseburger. Smash burgers. Let's talk about the technique that's going on so far.
It's interesting. It's searing the meat on one side, preparing to sear the onions on the other side together with the meat, and I think it's pretty clever, because the onions is gonna give that extra flavor to the meat.
Yes, and he just kept it very simple, high heat. It's gonna get a sear, get a little bit of that crust.
The onions like slowly sear in the meat fat as well. Like that's what you want, a nasty cheeseburger, the bite, every single ingredient in that grease fat, right?
And I love that he said American cheese is the best cheese for a burger, because it is.
It is.
It is. Yes, I love that process. I like how he has to go back into character. He's like happy just for that 1 second, but has to go back to being that mean and he's got some pickles down there. That to me is a perfect cheeseburger there.
Yeah.
What's your perfect cheeseburger? Let us know in the comments below. I'm so jealous of her right now.
Now that is a cheeseburger.
He's so happy.
He is happy. She's happy. I mean, what a beautiful scene. What a beautiful way to end this movie. And, pretty much end this video. Before we go, though, I just want to say, whether you prefer high-end avant-garde food or something as simple as a cheeseburger, I think we can all agree that there's artistry to be found between both of these. I don't know. What's your takeaway from this?
I mean, I also cooked simple food in fine dining restaurants, right? Because at the end of the day, it's hospitality, and you want to give your guests the best experience they can ever have. And sometimes it's about researching what the guests like the most and surprise them with it.
Right. Thank you so much for coming on to the show and giving your perspective on this. I really had a lot of fun. Before we go, though, again, let the audience know who you are and where they can find more about you.
I'm Kevin Martinetti. I'm from Switzerland. You can find me on Instagram under the name of Swiss Pineapple, symbol of hospitality and also my favorite fruit, don't forget. And I hope to see you soon again. Thank you, Brian, for having me today. It was such a pleasure to be here.
Next time you come back, I will have some pineapple here for you.
Thank you. Thank you. And a cheeseburger.
And a cheeseburger. What about pineapples in cheeseburgers?
Oh, no. Okay. I don't think that's good.
Guys, hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we did making it. And remember, don't be afraid to fail, because it can only make you stronger. And with that said, I am Chef Brian Tsao, not your typical chef, and I'll see you really soon. Say bye to the camera behind you. Bye. Turn around. Say bye.